the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, where the worlds of fashion, art, and entertainment are colliding for the West Coast premiere of R.J. Cutler's documentary, The September Issue. This film takes us behind the scenes into the epicenter of the $300 billion global fashion industry, Vogue.
It's all pinks.
Mm-hmm.
And Virginia, we really feel that this is the most important message to put in the September issue.
I thought it was pretty.
It looks very springy.
Oh, there's a fur.
Maybe you want to develop it a little bit more. I'd also like to see what you're thinking about with the clothes so I can get more of a handle on it.
I was thinking maybe it's kind of body conscious, the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And then at one point I thought maybe she could be sort of bionic.
This incredible movie. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet. What is it like to see your world on screen like this?
Well, at first I thought I would probably be annoyed by it, but it's really such a fun and great movie that it was exciting and showed how hard we work.
Well, and a lot has come out about just how passionate everyone is. And I think that as we see the worlds of art, entertainment, and fashion colliding, that's the kind of thread that links everything together.
Absolutely. This is the epitome of it all, what you'll see tonight.
Part of Anna's great genius was recognizing that celebrity and power and global industry and fashion were all merging, and she saw it at the very beginning of her time at Vogue. She probably saw it even earlier.
I wanted to talk to you both about being such kind of quintessential fashion insiders, and Cameron is really an LA treasure. There's never been more attention on the fashion scene here than what you've brought. And how do you kind of feel like the relationship between art and fashion is different in LA and New York?
Well, I think here it's really about celebrity, and in New York it's about society. So that's probably the biggest difference. And our images of celebrities and fashion and related to art get exported around the world. So they're probably a little bit more accessible.
I think living in or working in Los Angeles, I don't live here, but when I'm working here, you feel a little bit out of touch maybe with some of the world in art or the world in fashion, but it's here. You just have to find it. And nights like tonight are really exciting because they kind of all come together, and we get to, take ourselves a little more seriously in these areas.
Well, LA is a city that I always think of as one of the most creative cities on earth. If you think about the artists, filmmakers, photographers, and creative people of all kinds, I said more images come out of LA than any place right now. And so it is the creative city. It's an artist city, and that's one of the reasons I love it.
I think that LA gets kind of a bad rap. It's a rather cultured place, and I do think it's all one, and it's amazing that we're starting to celebrate that here in Los Angeles.
Now, do you have a kind of Vogue moment? Is there a reason that you're interested in this film in particular?
Well, I'm terribly interested in Vogue.
The Devil Wears Prada came out,
Yes.
and you got started before that. And how did you know this was the right time?
You don't know anything except that you're curious. You don't know anything except that you think, oh, I could spend 2 years working on something about this person.
I'm here with Catherine Opie, who is arguably on the top of everyone's list of artists when you talk about LA. We're here at LACMA for the premiere of the September issue. Do you feel like the worlds of art, fashion, and entertainment are colliding more than ever?
Right now I do, yeah. I mean, I think they always have to a certain extent, but I can't remember a museum really looking at a movie about Vogue before, so the making of it. So.
Do you have a Vogue moment or a favorite Vogue cover that you ever think about?
Oh, gosh. That's a hard thing. I really liked it when Cindy Sherman shot for Vogue. That was a really good moment.
I wanted to ask you, how did you first get involved with LACMA?
I got involved with LACMA because I'm a good New York City girl who gravitates towards museums. So when I moved to LA, that was where I landed. And then when Michael GOVAN came along, who's truly a once-in-a-generation kind of leader, I was really inspired to see if I could help him.
It's really amazing how, with your work, you're so uniquely positioned to kind of bring a new relationship between the fashion and entertainment worlds to support art.
Fashion, entertainment, the internet. I work for the Huffington Post, an internet news site. So really all of those worlds combined should be attracted by the gravitational pull of this museum, and they are. And one of the exciting things that we've been really doing is working to make sure that LACMA's tentacles really spread far and wide into all the diverse constituencies that make up the city.
We've been talking a lot about how LACMA is really uniquely positioned, particularly with the costume department, to forge new relationships between the entertainment and fashion worlds to support art. Is that something that you're thinking about?
Well, I think in part, we have a great costume and textile department already, and it's been reaching into very contemporary things as well as very ancient things. And that is the idea. So many things at the museum are objects that are part of the real world in some way. So if you can bring fashion, if you can bring film, photography, painting, all of that together, that's kind of the beauty of LACMA.
I'm Bettina Korek for Ovation TV, and tonight we saw artists, celebrities, museum directors, and patrons come together for this interesting look behind the scenes of the fashion world. And the one thing they all have in common is passion for what they do. Ovation TV is the only art channel, and we're all driven by that very same passion.